Okay, so this Final Fantasy XIV video might seem a little bit out of order at the beginning, due to the fact I streamed like 30 minutes of FF14 during a DVD stream. And speaking of DVD, look forward to a Dead by Daylight video coming out soon-ish. I'm gonna need to figure out how DaVinci works, so it might be out after another FF14 video. But anyways, I hope you all enjoy. Ciao. Okay, I'm so cute. Look at me. Alright, Jacques, what do you have for me? Holy schmoly, my model's FPS. Uh-oh. Okay. Ho there, Sapphixian. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Holy shit, FPS of my model. Ordinarily, I'd stir me wids and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple things what ye ain't yet familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Lominsa. So, why do you think there are still so many southern pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for him to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the Thalassocracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the Aldgoats come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils. And that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fanballs on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Ah, and speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks and bite back that Magitech part. What's the last need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't ye? It's Sapphixian's first assignment. You're to go along and give her the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of... Bugger it. So I guess we're to be partners for the now. The name's Perimu Haurimu, but most of me fellows call me Underfoot. I can see why. He might seem a touch reluctant, but Perimu's one of our best. You just do as he says, and you'll get the job done. Okay. Alright then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, aye? But we ain't bleeding swords and shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gun. Again, I hate the way these guys talk. It's so hard to read. So if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master, the shade shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right now, it's time you put this lesson into practice against some of those Aurelia out in the lower Lenosha. I hope you was paying attention last, because those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy. Huh? Why is he telling me to enjoy the tentacles? What the fuck? Alright, here's the Aurelia. Actually, holy shit. My FPS is boosted. Holy fuck. 160 and oh my god. With streams and shit. The game would go crazy, what the fuck? I was hanging a giant poster and heard you say, "Why are NPCs so freaky?" and it yelled at my PC, "Coming from you?" I mean, why are the NPCs so freaky though? He told me to enjoy the tentacles. Done with your practice then? Hehe. The sting of them tentacled buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Ahem, now you've got your blood rushing. I'd say it's time to get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them addled curves of what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be, as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives in information, you see, and we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Let's pay us a visit to Itolwan, the drowning wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lass. Trust me. I don't trust you at all. So last time I streamed FF14, I was gonna get Rogue up to level 13, which I did. Very quickly, actually. And I was gonna do the job quest first. I have to talk to Itolwan. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What's your pleasure, miss? Chilled ale. Certainly, miss. Take a seat and I'll bring it straight to you. Change your mind? A strong ale. Certainly, miss. Take a seat. Am I choosing the wrong thing? Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog in the wench, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your tastes, mayhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu? Aye, there's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I could help you with? Ah, the trouble over that Magitech loot. 'Twas not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for seizing Carlian machinery. Sorry, this fucking court dandy made me laugh. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Lenosha to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a Mark 63 anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lass. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. What the fuck? Why is there a burnt chicken nugget on the ground? Summerford Farms. What in the ERP? Oh, never mind, those are NPCs. She's really pretty. Summerford Farms. Oh. Looks like I'm walking. Zephyrgate. I've been invited to a free company. What the helly? The Onion Mafia. Shepherds in a garden of really expensive onion. Here he is. Perimoo how moo. Get your noggin down, Sapphixian. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler I fucking hate the pirate speak, man. I hate it. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Garlean gadget into his backpack. I knew you told one would steer us out right. This is your chance, lass. Clout that gambler gobby and grab you. Oh, fuck. I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it's that sword on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blast. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows singed off. Goblin Gambler. Alright, you. Come here. Take his lunch money. Alright. A burnt chicken nugget. What do you want? That's the way, lass. There was naught for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. So you've got the goods then? Yes. Aye, this is the device and no mistaken. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep it further now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. Do I get gil? Wait, do I get gil from this? Please? Do I get gil? Do I get gil? Give me gil. Give me gil. Do I get gil? Give me gil. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. Oh, it's these fuckers. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother, my blood boils and bowls at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly with me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Okay, Rogues Guild. I have to run all the way back. Wait, no I don't, because I have free teleport to Limsa Luminsha. Yippee! Holy, what the? Why is there so many people here? What the hell are you? You looking ahead inside? Yes, I am. You managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet, Sapphixian? Yes, I did. I hate that I have to wear glasses. I hate how models just don't like glasses at all. Ah, still in one piece too. Clap, clap, clap. You've done well for your first assignment, lass. It don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the Ruffmans. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jock. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Maybe... Oh, this is not at all what I expected from the inside of a convent. And who might you be, sirs? Ha ha ha, your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect. Our heists, impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and what? Dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishes. Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck is even that? Captain! Captain, I say! There's the louse who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. She's the self-same simpleton whom we travelled unnoticed to this very establishment. Simpleton, huh? Surprise, surprise! Now, my dear dandies. I hate it. Let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavour to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet. You there? Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. An errand boy now, am I? Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Why, I suppose it's some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, or some such. What the fuck? No wonder he called it a convent, okay. I was thinking, I was really confused at the start. I was like, huh? But, okay, that makes sense. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry Quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Sure, these fraudulent sisters have to demolish this deal with upstarts. Alright, I'll take you all on. You still don't understand, do you? Whoa. There are three sorts of calls what the doormen will let pass. Clients, recruits, God spit. I'll kill you all. Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You've learned that the third sort of call is it bollocks for brains mark, what he marches himself right into the rogue's den. I love her. Oh my god. Rogues, but we were so careful. I'd heard tales in me pirate days. Stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadows. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. While the captain of the dainty demolishes is not so easily cowed. Cowed? Shrugged. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades! What? What? Why is the animation so good? Deceptions, aye. Anyone ye meet could be a rogue. Captain, even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up at someplace in town. Oh. Holy schmoly. I love her already. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, hey. Welcome to Limsilimince's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. Okay, I found my second most loved character. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? She's not here! Wait, where is she? No! What? Man, that's sad. I'm not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were dimmer dammers. The best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crew. Sorry, dimmer dammers? They bit back the goods, what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of Darkman's. Upright thief became the title for those coves, or dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the Buccaneer's life, what was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild, and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Merlevib took the Admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change, and altered our recruiting policy to accept adventurers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society which spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment, keep up the good work, Sapphixian, and you'll go far in the shadows. Alright, next quest. A fine evening to you, Sapphixian. And a fine evening it is for spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Leminson vessel to begin with, the yellow jackets fell upon them daft coves afore their boots were even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there in the docks, but the stolen broomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful, since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't buy the purses of your fellow Leminsons and all that. So this is your assignment, me natty lass. Find out where them weapons went, and buy that shipment bag. Seeing as the cutters as hit that merchantman are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I have the perfect partner to show ye how it's done. Maybe I should go with something a little bit less risque. There she is! There she is! There she is! She's back. She's back. She's back! I love her. I love her. She's back. I love her. This here is Vikeb the Stray. Ain't no other rogue what can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Vikeb? You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside, you know, those egg-filled tasties that they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh, that was Vikeb's. I thought it was underfoot. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Alright, Jacques, you're fucked. Goodbye, it's been nice knowing ya. Well, you just head out on the job, and you'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jacques. She knows, she knows. One more little detail you should know. Them muskets was meant for the Yellow Jackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of the crowds directly. We can start whenever you're ready, Sapphixian. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few words with her first. You'll find her at the Highland posing as a fishmonger. Okay. Where the fuck is the Highland? Oh, okay. So we just go to the aft castle. Why are there still so many people there? What is going on? Just crystal things, I guess. Aether things, I mean. Actually, I do know that there are some, big name streamers on the server. VTubers, from, one of the VTuber agencies. Hello there, miss. We've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I ear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind what's Bark'll put a bloke on his hours. What? We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the traders of Edge. They hail from the South Sea Isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folks ain't one for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on these rare fish, then you'd best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city before long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. What with all the iron blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk around town. Okay. Where to the keb? You're right up here. Dude, look at, she's so cool. She's so cool. She's so cool and pretty. Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how cons will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and East Hawker's Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots, then meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your waddles open. The fuck are my waddles? Okay, what's the Bismarck? Oh. It's the Culinarians Guild, huh? Devin approach. Okay. Where's hide? You'll never see it coming. Yes. Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. Ugh, the sneer on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his depressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa Laminsa, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Ah, another fish sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. No, it's just that Jacques fucking stole the Keb's sandwich. It's at the Fisherman's Guild, so it's right there. So I'm just gonna go to Walker's Alley. Geralt. Who is Geralt? Oh, right there. Hold on, I wanna see what going. Southern Sea Swimsuit, I see. Okay. So many good glams in here. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We've a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa Laminsa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lanosian orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Geralt continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. River Nasu appears distraught. Approach him while cloaked by your hide of the robe. Mumbling anxiously. Curse my sense of duty. With that I had stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. Why is there so many people here? But it's good to see you, Jolson. There's like... Why is there so many people here? Welcome back, Sapphixian. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Dove, but any rogue which shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky mort can nose about what's risking a crap, or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. I hate the pirate speak, it's so hard. Alright, I'm done prattling. What did you manage to learn about our musket buying merchant friend? He's smuggling stuff. Shipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig, and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack goods on the pier, and then he goes in and grabs them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done. Quiet and under cover of darkness. But it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sell swords. There's people doing shit to the left of me, and it's so loud. Oh, it's an instance. Okay. The march should be along any moment. Have you got your skulking boots on? Sure. Use the hide ability. Okay. They'll never see me coming your way. Stealth. This kind of reminds me of like the Endwalker playing as what's his name? Thancred. Yoink. Thank you, Johnzo. Bombing delightful. Fair, fair, fair. You were not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. Wait, there's one missing. My crate of muskets! It's gone! The fucking grin. Thief! Stop her! You useless sluggards! What am I paying you for? I bet. You're kind of weak, bro. I really only have 2 abilities at this level. Crazy. Wait, did that work? Okay, cool, that worked. Thank you for the 40 bits. I wasn't sure if that worked because I can't actually see it reflected in my OBS. I had to quickly tab out to my stream. Oh wait, I just realized a lot of my redeems won't be working anymore. So for context, I've got a whole new like PC setup. So I've had to reset up like everything. And I just realized I still haven't set up my redeems again. But yeah, no, we're actually Drozol. So I have a completely new Discord. Yeah, when I got this set up, I was like, oh, I only got 32 gigabytes of RAM because I was like, oh, I can always upgrade the RAM later. And now RAM prices are crazy. It's like $1,000 for 32 gigabytes now. Insane. Yeah, I got it like right before the whole RAM apocalypse. So it's got like an R9, like 9900 X3D and a RTX 5080. First problem is finding any. Oh my god, wait. Should I be killing all these guys or should I just be like walking past them all? And hide. I might be meant to just walk past them all. There is a lot of them. I plan to do FF14 until I get to the end of Dawn Trail. Hopefully before Evercold comes out, because that is like 6 months away. And then I'll probably... I've got Pragmata on the backlog as well. Aye, these are our stolen mascots. The quartermaster won't be pleased. At the moment, I'm kind of thinking of just switching between Dead by Daylight and FF14 until I finish FF14, at least the MSQ, and then I'll switch between Dead by Daylight and Pragmata or something. Like whichever is my new game that I'm, you know. Oh, I need to make the announcements channel in this server, that's right. I forgot about that. That turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once you reach the Yellow Jacket though, the merchant called off his players. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jacques the Benny news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for it subtle on this job. TQ? That many squads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted. So all's that ends well, eh? My hands are cold. You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Sapphixian. Hey, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned. But do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time, and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Ah, speaking of unexpected developments, I've a bit of bad news for you. I searched high and low, but it seemed some unprincipled cove has yaffled your sandwich. There were naught but crumbs to be. Excuse me! I know for a fact that you got a second one from, the Culinarians Guild. No, my sandwich. It was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to the meal? Me belly's about ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy at the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japping with me, are you, Jack? This ain't no japping matter, what the fuck, bro? 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all this curves and motes are at their best for the job. Ah, Jack, here ye are. There you are, I've got that sandwich you ordered. Gulp. Didn't the chef give me a waddleful when I said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you yaffle a fellow rogue sup. Oh, shit. Jog, did you eat my supper? No, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You've cloyed something, what belonged to me, Jacques, and I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code! We mustn't ignore the code! You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? Oh. How the fuck did you get him up there? That might be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. Punishments to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Sapphixian. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. This city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich'll get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's piss, these ropes are tight. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. Humph, the impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. You're all pirates! It's Limsa Laminsa! I have my aircon on because it was like hot, but now I'm freezing. Oh, them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. And just think, the cub might strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves what well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Yes, indeedy. Alright, we've got better weapons. Alright, it's MSQ time! The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. It seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straight away to the Armorer's Guild in Limsa and explain the situation to Forge Master Hananza. I just came from there! Okay. At least I can use return to get there for free. Get back. The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs. By God's beard, I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb cannon's piece has trapped in there was a touch too volatile? I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. Everyone is so loud, shut the fuck up. What say you to taking on some work from Naldik and Vimeli's? We have a great hulking warship to build, and Cord could certainly use an extra hand for any number of— That is really distracting. That is really fucking distracting. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Atbrim, the head shipwright at the Moraby Dry Docks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armorer's Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Lenosha. That's also where you'll find the main offices of Naldik and Vimeli's. The Moraby Dry Docks is one of Limsa Laminsa's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned. And I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's etherite. I've already been there! If you've no confidence in your sense of direction, you'd be best served making use of the chocobo porters, first floor of the mizzenmast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your quick steps. I am, in fact, going to use the chocobo porter. Because I really just... Unless... No. I am going to use the chocobo porter because I cannot be bothered. Chocobo porter. Hire. Moraby Dry Docks. 5 gil. Easy. Way cheaper than teleporting. And it should be faster than running. Now, for us, we're going to continue our MSQ. You have a missive from me, from Forge Master Hinanza. I assume it pertains to the pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon past. Let's see it then. A moon past? That's only 1 day, man. Limsa is ages away. Blast and botheration. Another delay? I am well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustrations. Might I have your name? Sapphixian. Sapphixian, is it? Well, Sapphixian, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you, is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It is the symbol of Limsa Laminsa's rebirth, from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. Thus, we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the thalassocracy. Yet even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks, should you choose to linger at the docks for a time. There is no end of odd jobs for a hard-working adventurer. Be you fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. I'm literally a rogue. That is like what I do. I make trouble. Where in the 7 hells is that man? Not once in 12 moons has he been late with a shipment, and now 2 whole turns of the sun without a single word. Oh, hello. Hasn't been that long. A shipwright of mine, a young man named Firilsmid, recently left Candlekeep Quay to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limsa Laminsa, but is yet to return. I've sent several missives to Haldebroda, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the rite, nor the supplies he was scheduled to collect. That man knows something, and I severely doubt he is telling me the whole truth. As I cannot leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Quay in my stead, and inform Haldebroda that if he insists on playing these games, I will personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island, where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. I need to just double check that I am attuned real quick. Yeah, I am. Cool. Something I'm not a fan of is how all the bought ARR gear is dyed. Like, this is dyed great purple, this is dyed blood red. I don't like it. Pretty bunny. Wait, she's wearing the same top as the Keb. Arachne shirt of striking. I suppose that the rogue compatible one scouting is similar then. Hello, Haldebroda. And does that self-righteous dog? Oh yeah, right. Doubt. I have to doubt you. I wag my finger at you, sir. Turtleback Island. He cannot do that, can he? I swear in my poor Nana's grave, Navigator rest her soul, I know naught of the Firilsmid, nor his precious supplies. Hells, we here at the quay have had enough trouble these past few suns. What with the sinking of that Laminsan cargo ship off the salt strands, I haven't the time to take a proper piss, let alone make note of every scrag that wanders in off the grip. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you most certainly have time to get that arse of yours down to the salt strand and help us search for the survivors of the wreck. Who knows, you may just run across this Firilsmid. Everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hoping the Navigator hasn't found him first. The Navigator is Limlayan, right? Oh, there he is. I found him. Hi, I'm Firilsmid. You say the foreman's wondering on me whereabouts? I thought he might be, but you must know, I cannot show me face at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I caused. 2 nights past, I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Quay, just as the foreman asked. The seas were right rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs, so I paid a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yards, and 'twasn't long before the waves had hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Laminsan gallery. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn across the salt strand. I've made every effort to salvage it, but the sands are crawling with kirchurn, and I ain't a one with a sword, and now you see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. That just sounds like fucking excuses to me. Quitter talk. Like, there's no way you're lower level than this Kirchurn. Surely, I can make it. I can gather it before he gets to me. Yep. Haha. Ow, fuck! Wait, I should have used hide. Catch me if you can, idiots. Okay. That night, I was tossed into the sea like some doll of rags, and it weren't long afore the world around me faded as black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the navigator wouldn't see me to the gates of the 7 hells, and I woke to find myself washed ashore. And here I've been ever since, waiting for a chance to salvage me master cargo ship. A bonk punk. The missing parts! I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay, so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Should ye tell Athbiram that I'll be back at the dry docks by daybreak? Many thanks, adventurer. I will not forget this kindness. Yes, you will. Alright. I don't want to run all the way back. Just like, give me... I'm out. I know. I have to kill Ifrit first, I think. I think it's Ifrit that I have to kill first, right? Probably. I don't remember. I'm not even up to my first dungeon yet. Well, Birchu. Alright, you. I am relieved to hear that both Farilsmid and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish for him to believe that I would blame him for that which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe that the trouble the ships encountered off Candlekeep Quay was of a less natural sort, the sort which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Uh-oh. The Sahagin! Sapphixian, while I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset to Naldik and Vermelis. I still do not like you, but that does not mean I do not trust you. Gimthota, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance in investigating a group of unsavory individuals making camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all Limsa Laminsa endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state so that they might line their pockets with a few handful of coins, just the thought of it sickens me. God, they talked so much. Yes, I had a feeling you would be the one Atbiram sent me. Since you first arrived at the Marubi dry docks, I've had my men watch you. There's no need to get angry. I make it a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. And you'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That, and the foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. That man doesn't even trust his own mother. Very well, then. I assume Atbiram informed you of what your task would entail. The pirates we believe are conspiring to raid the dry docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. Sinangar, stationed at the rear gates, can provide you with an exact location of the camp. Sapphixian! Haha, I knew it! No more sardines for Sinangar. Tonight I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. Why? Well, I had a little wager going on with some of the guards on who Atbiram would recommend for the next job. My money was on you. The job, yes, of course. If you follow the road past the gates to the southeast, you will eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone half buried in the cliff overlooking the sea. Followers of the 12 say it's a holy place dedicated to Nemea, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped up there. We're aware of that, though. Man, my cat girl is just so cute, like, all the time. Mikotes. Mikotes and, auras. Here are the pirates. Ye scallywags. I'm giving you to the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your adventuring ass back down to whatever rock it is you crawled out from under. You see, I was added up to me ears with your type, roaming the ills like they was yours to roam. It's going to be that a man can enjoy a mug of rum without some shite breath outlander running up asking which is the way to the local levee meet. 7 hours if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, goddammit. Those balls. Once we have me... Oh my god. Not again, please. Please, I can't pronounce your words. I can't pronounce your lack of consonants. Please. Once we have me boy back, I'm putting this god's forsaken pisshole of an island so far behind me, ain't no one'll remember I was ever here. Come on, Scrags, we's knives to sharpen. Okay, and back up we go. I promise it gets better. I promise it's not all like this. You're with a Scottish or Irish accent in your gold. I'm not fucking... Despite that technically, yes, I'm Scottish. I'm not gonna do that. That would just feel fucking racist. I would butcher that so bad. Like, I can understand Scottish and Irish accents, but if I try to do one, that's not gonna end well. So the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. But what is this talk of getting me boy back? Could it be that their target never was the victory? Something is not right, and I won't sit idly by, waiting for those pirates to make the first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Sapphixian. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. I'll just get them from the job quest. I am concerned, Sapphixian. It appears that the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry docks, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. That ship is the symbol of everything Limsa Lominsa strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion, and you, Sapphixian, are just the woman to do it. Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not moments ago, my guard submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question either Earthsworst at the front gate or Sinango at the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. I'm gonna quickly just set home point here. And we'll talk to the cat girl. Hail, adventurer. Glad to have another hand aboard to help shore up security. The gods know our reports would sit on Gimthota's desk, gathering dusk, if it weren't for the assistance of those such as yourself. Speaking of reports, though, I see one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliff near Empty Heart. I take a closer look before he has a chance to cover his tracks. I have to climb all the way up there. Spotted me, did you? Well, you're too late. What's to happen is already happening. I'm adding consonants so I can read it. Let me down! Time for the solo instance. So you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventurer to ask for aid. But what could these knaves be planning? What's to happen is already happening. Captain! Trouble at the shipyard! Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates, out of nowhere. Stuck me good. Gods below, we are not prepared for this. The pirates, soldier, how many do they number? Not sure. More than I could quickly count. Seem to be carrying explosives. Explosives! Then there is no time to lose. Sapphixian, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. I will see to this man's wounds, then follow after. Make haste now. This way? This is not the way. This might be the way. Yes, this is the way. Come here, I'm gonna beat you up. Come on. Up. Stunned. Should we do the job quest before we end stream or no? Because if so, I'll probably have to finish this MSQ and then jump to the job quest. Kinda want to. They'll do more damage. Haha, never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Duh, what are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut your trap, boy. This'll all be over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. What the hell are you? Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important the ship is? What it represents? Aye, and that's what it makes it all sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright and building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. What under Limlayon's wide green ocean made you take up with these self-righteous shites? You're the one with no bloody sense, duh! Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era is over! Ah, I wondered why Adberon never spoke of his father. I never would have thought. This ship's a symbol, all right, of everything what went wrong with the world, and I mean to shatter into 100,000 pieces. Gimthoda, Sapphixian, pray beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug and make sure no harm comes to the victory. You don't need to ask me twice. Beat him up, take his lunch money. Duh, this is madness. A pirate don't abandon his treasures. My father, you must stop him. That's the plan. Leave him to us, Sapphixian. Sanongo to me. Ah, Mamulja! That's their race's name. That's it. Mamulja mercenaries? Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. Who are we meant to kill first? This guy? Ouch, I'm stunned. Okay, no, he's much lower. Focus that guy. You've no idea what you're up against. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm just pressing 1 and 2. Where, adventurer? There's a crazed glint in his eye. Oh, he's fucking dead. I Must be getting old, letting some green venturer get the best of me. Duh. Silence. That's one big bloody ship. Big and nasty looking. He made that, did you? Interesting. Alright. My thanks, Sapphixian. I shudder to think what may have become of the Victory without your intervention. The pirates have made a right mess of things. I'd best get to sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down? Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to Gimthoda. How fare you, Sapphixian? I cannot begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. You defended more than a simple ship. You saved the budding hope of Limsa Lominsa from a violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regimen will require much in the way of improvement if we are truly to keep the dry docks safe. Atbirm apologizes. Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's actions. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But, in time, I believe he will come to a single conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the Victory completed and in the water. Ah, by the by, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Raynor's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have the time to spare, I would ask of you another favor. Yes. Sapphixian, in light of your role in recent events, there are a few others to whom I would entrust this task. Since last we spoke, a curious missive has been discovered amongst the personal effects of Adzapfin, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the Victory. This missive was penned in the most unusual script, a script we believe to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which a proven enemy of Limsa Lominsa deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make any sense of the message. In cases such as this, I am told the Yellow Jackets are wont to turn to Baderon and his convenient connections. Thus, I would have you deliver this missive to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench into his hand and no other. Do you understand? I have to talk to this fucker again. The guy who just refuses to use any consonants. Ocean moo grass puppy. Interesting. Wiggly tough. Some crazy names. Ahoy there, Sapphixian. I've been hearing about your deeds at the dry docks. Atbirm laid out the entire tale for me. Poor sod was still reeling at his old man's part of the business, but at least you kept the Victory from being sunk afore she sailed. And for that, I owe ye me thanks. You've really made a name for yourself here in Limsa, lass. Folk know that when they need summit doing. Yeah, you need summit doing. And what might that be? Deciphering this. Please and thank you. You want someone to read a message written funny letters for you? And Gimthoda thought I might know a man as could. Well, let's see it then. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Ugly sod by the name of Baderon. You know, you're like one of me regulars now, Sapphixian. You've never let me down yet. And Navigator, help me. I reckon I can trust you. Gimthoda was right to want this message deciphered. We've got some trouble brewing here, and no mistake. Get ready for action, and I'll explain. Man of the blue tattoos. Interesting. Good to have you aboard, lass. Now then, where to start? We'll probably do this quest, and then call it that. Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me living as a sellsword. In that business, if you wanted to know what your enemy was up to, you had to learn how to read the orders you prized from the cold dead hands of his mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them's Sahagan letters, lass, and I should know I've gutted more fishback messages than I can count. It gets worse, though. They plan to blow up the Victory, is all in here, right down to the fine details. Looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of, well, of hell in western Lenosha, then hit the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. The point being, the attack on the Victory weren't the acts of a few rebellious pirates. It was a key part of some canny bastard's grand plan. But if I'm reading this alright, the attack itself came much too early. I'll wager they panicked when they saw you was onto them, rushed into do the job, and buggered it up. Them the two-faced bastards, as they say, was paying Atgrim's old man. They were the Serpent Reavers, right? But none of their crew was there, was they? Did they have something better to do, or what? Oh! It's the twins! 7 else! I've got it all backwards! That mess at the Victory, that was meant to be the bloody distraction. The fishbacks ain't interested in the Maelstroms, baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending their pirate like he's after a civilian target. This bit about raising hell in western Lenosha, that's where it'll be. Someone tells me Swiftperch is about to get it, and hit hard. Swiftperch. Oh, I think that was the place I literally was before. Here's a rough translation of the message. Take it to Commodore Rayner at the Coral Tower and tell him he's in for a busy day. Or, and give him an end, eh? You can be damn sure you'll need one. So where am I going? Oh, Coral Tower is literally in Limsa. It's a Marauder's Guild. I've been talking so much that my throat is kind of dry, and I've got my aircon on and it's fucking cold now. So, my poor throat. Alright, Raynar. Yes, I am Raynar. Ah, you must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everyone's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the Victory. Now, what can I do for you this fine day? You bear an urgent message from Baderon. Why do I get the feeling that my hopes for a quiet morning are about to be cruelly dashed? Tell me, what is afoot? Death and destruction. An assault on Swiftperch, but we've seen nothing to suggest the Serpent Reavers are massing for an attack. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Baderon is rarely wrong about such matters. I will marshal the Yellow Jackets for battle immediately. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Baderon's assignment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swiftperch is but one of several possible targets for the main thrust. Commodore, sir! Report. It's the Sahagin, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault on South Tidegate and threatened to overwhelm our defenses within the day. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the Navigator, it seems my decision has been made for me. Muster the troops and give the order to march. Aye, the Serpent Reavers are in league with the Sahagin, which means there is every chance that this assault on Tidegate may yet prove to be another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it, and that leaves Swiftperch vulnerable to these pirate traitors. It is at such times as these that I wish the warriors of light yet walked amongst us, but wishes well will avail us naught. Sky, you must serve in their absence. Make for Swiftperch with all haste and lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defense. Oh, yeah, my throat is not having a fun time right now. So what's my? Oh yeah, that is the place I literally just. Oh, I've got 1,000 gil. I can teleport shrimply. Oh wait, pressing escape cancels it? That's huge news! Oh my god, I've always just like had to run and risk. Oh my god, the server tick. But you can just press escape to cancel it. Alright, we're gonna do this. Commodore Rayner sent word we'd be getting reinforcements, but I didn't expect him to send you. You certainly look like you've seen your share of action, though. You bear little resemblance to the wide-eyed whelp I met fresh off the ferry. In any case, do you know what you're fighting for here? This place, Sapphixian, it was rebuilt by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the calamity threw their way. We're not about to let some fish-fancying scum claim the honor of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give those pirate bastards one bloody ilm, you hear me? Here they come. The ad will probably start, like, in the middle of this instance. Yeah, now, I thought all of them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. That useless scrag ain't followed the plan, has he? Now what? Pull back and wait for us to Hagen brothers? Piss on that, we ain't turning back empty-handed. Whoopsies. The yellow bellies, you can butcher at will. Them dirt-eating slugs will be crushed under the full might of the serpent reavers. What is this accent I'm doing? Not intentional. Seems Swift Perch was the main target after all, eh? Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squad 3, you're our rear guard. The rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore word of our victory, or no word at all. Brah! Brah! Fulham Supermensa! I'll gut you, yelly bellies, and dance on your gizzards. What the fuck? That's weird. Alright. Let's beat him up. Take their lunch money. Leave no pirate scum standing. Show him how a yellow... Okay, who healed him? Who was it? Who healed him? Oh, that's the boss. Let me kill the ads first, so I get as much help with the boss as possible. More fucking ads? Oh my god. I saw that. No heals. No heals. I know you're not a healer, but no black mages either. Or thaumaturge, I guess. Alright, you scurvy bastards. Here's a trick to make you soil your breeches. Breeches, or whatever. Oh, Void Call. Ruler of the Abyss, your master calls you. Heed me words and smite me foes. Is that a bloody Void Set? Hold steady, lads. Yeah, but it's gonna die in a second. Ah, freaking ping. And it's dead. Stun, fully resisted. No, tragic. Well fought. The reavers are beaten, scattered. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. Oh, but there may be more of them lurking about, so don't let your guard down. Just yet. A man! The source of her strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well this day. I don't know. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies. Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live. Soon you should take your vile gifts to the grave. No. Wahahaha. Right as the venom eats its way through your veins. Yeah, but bloodbath. Hi, Ishtola. I've already practically killed him. Thanks. A fearsome opponent against whom you shall not stand alone. An unwelcome guest. His power wanes, afford him no chance to recover. Easy peasy. Ugh, that the wisdom of the Paragon should be brought low by mere mortals. Paragons, did he say? Then it is as I feared. They are known as the bringers of chaos, or Ascians, to give them their proper name. It would seem my suspicions were correct. It is they who have been manipulating the beast tribes. Pardon? You would know if we Charlayans have encountered Ascians before. I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know whence I hail? Wait, I do begin to see. You have been blessed with a special gift. Are you alright, lass? If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I would have left a squad of 6 to keep you company. Well, at least now we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those reavers were the ones spiriting folk away in the dead of night, and this bastard here was pulling all the strings. Ah, a trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence, but I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet we prevailed, and thanks to your heroic actions, I have learned much. I forgot she had, like, actual eyes. Aye, heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. And your assistance is much appreciated too, Lady Y'shtola. Please give our regards to the Scions. I am glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing spate of abductions. The thread of your fate forms a part of a most intriguing tapestry. Mayhap we will be afforded the chance to speak more in the near future. For now, however, you must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray send my greetings to Commodore Rayno. Grr, a crystal on the ground. Alright. We'll finish this quest. And we'll call it there. So we go to the Marauders Guild. Sky, eagerly have I awaited your return. Word of your exploits is already spreading through the ranks. My troops and I owe you a great debt of gratitude for your timely assistance. You have shown yourself to be possessed of sure arm, a strong spirit, and a sound judgment. Would that Limsa Lominsa had more of your like, I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorze's greatest adventurers. It is but a matter of time. Clearly, Bataran's eye for potential remains as sharp as ever, but I doubt even he imagined you capable of such feats. Might you favour me with your own account of the day's events? Such victories bear retelling. Y'shtola has been working with us for quite some time, you see, and she was only too willing to assist the Yellow Jackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Limsa Lominsa, yet again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the Victory and the small matter of your deeds at Swift Perch, you two have proven yourself a valuable friend of the Thalassocracy. Admiral! Oh, there she is. May I present to you Admiral Blofisvin?
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports.
Voice acting.
I am Melve Blufisvin,
Blufisvin.
Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day.
This quest is lasting way longer than I thought.
A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all? Ha! Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Badaron and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits.
I just saw my tag lesbian. Yeah.
They left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet. A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the woman who foiled the Sahagin.
Yes, I love women. Women are.
Oh, a seat at the feast.
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
Hell yeah, I love that. Moments in a ring. Okay. Well, that lasted way longer than I thought.